Let me hear your breakfast speak out. Good morning. Alright, so everyone, a very warm welcome to the day 2 of the India Silver Conference 2023, the maiden edition of the marquee silver event in India. For each one of you that is here, thank you so much for joining us. And as we start with our second day, before I invite the panelists up here, just a couple of housekeeping announcements for you. So ladies and gentlemen, as you're all aware, kindly wear your lanyards all the time, or at least have them on your person all the time through the hotel. Anytime you wish to know about the schedule of the conference, your lanyard has a QR code. All you need to do is scan it and you will be able to go to this conference schedule and all the other required details. Something that we've noticed since yesterday, we have an amazing photo opportunity outside. There is a specially made bespoke photo background of ISC 2023 right next to the registration desk. And I haven't seen a lot of people going up there and clicking some pictures. Would be really nice if you go up and click some pictures there and do use the hashtag ISC 2023. With this, as I move on, a big thank you yet again to all our sponsors. So, as we start, you're all aware, this event is brought to you by Eventive Global Advisory. Our title sponsor is Amrapali Industries Gujarat, Platinum sponsor Hindustan Platinum, Principal Partner Hindustan Zinc Limited. The conference is powered by Choksi Harriers, Ravindra Harriers, supported by India Bullion and Jewellery Association, the Silver Institute USA, All India Gem and Jewellery Domestic Council GJC, Silver Refinery Partner is Sovereign Metals Limited, Silver Sponsor is ICBC Standard, Logistic Partner and Lanyard Sponsor is Sequel Global Precious Logistics. Our free zone partners are Bring Global, our silverware partner is Silver Emporium, networking break partner is AMS Bullion, our knowledge partner is Metals Focus, sustainability partner is Responsible Jewellery Council, and we are also supported by Sarafa Traders Committee Jaipur and Thai Silvers Exporters Association, IDMA, and our media partner is Bullion World. May I ask you to please collectively give a round of applause to all the names that have just been mentioned. Ladies and gentlemen, our first session of the day is about India's silver jewellery and silverware, the strategies to increase our presence in the global market. This session is being moderated by Mr. Chirag Sheth from Metals Focus. May I ask Mr. Sheth to please join us on the stage, sir. And as Mr. Sheth walks up, it's time for me to invite our other panelists as well. Mr. Avinash Gupta, Argentum. Let's have you on the stage, sir. Inviting Mr. Khun, Kittisak, Udom. Mr. Sam, good morning. Let's have you on the stage. Kind of panel discussion, the round table that was moderated by Mr. Chirag Sheth yesterday. No wonder we had to ask him for an encore today morning. So as I leave the session in his hands, ladies and gentlemen, please make this engaging, make this interactive, make the best use of the networking opportunity that is being provided to you. Have a good day ahead. Please ensure that your mobiles are on silent mode.
Actually, panel here we've got a retailer, silverware retailer, silverware manufacturer, Krishna, who is a manufacturer, retailer for silver jewelry, and then we've got my very good friend Sam from Thailand, who is going to talk about the Thai jewelry market. Let me set the tone before I hand over the stage to Sam to do a presentation on the Thai silver market. India is one of the key players in the silverware and jewelry, global jewelry landscape. We are by far one of the largest silver jewelry consumers. We are the largest silverware consumer in the world, and the importance of Indian market is very much visible, at the global stage. Some very basic information for people who have not tracked the Indian silverware or jewelry market. The Indian jewelry market, each year consumes roughly about anywhere between 1,800 to 2,500 tons of silver jewelry. About 50 to 60% of our jewelry is traditional jewelry, piles, which are actually bought by every household in the country, right? And then you've got a lot of fashion jewelry, you've got modern jewelry, and I think what has happened is that a lot of space silver jewelry is taking, which is left by gold. So for example, you find far more modern designs in silver jewelry than in gold, and there is a certain amount of shift of millennials towards silver jewelry, and that is why we are seeing now over the last 2 or 3 years a lot of startups coming up with regards to silver jewelry. Compared to that, if you look at the silverware market is highly traditional in that sense. You've got utensils, silverware, articles, and obviously the idols of gods and goddesses, which actually dominate the silverware landscape in India. Again, if you look at silverware market in India, anywhere between 1,000 tons to 1,500 tons. So both the jewelry as well as silverware market is very, very big in that sense, and I believe, to be very honest, there is a lot of potential which is there for India to grow this market both domestically and as well as the export market, and over the next hour or so we're going to discuss that. And what we plan to do is probably look at how this market could grow, what are the initiatives that needs to be taken. That is something that I will discuss with my co-Indian panelists over here. Whereas Sam is going to bring out probably the importance of Thai market. Thailand is one of the large exporters of silver jewelry. They are a silver jewelry manufacturing hub, which essentially caters to the Western market. So through the next 1 hour, we would like to discuss this, and if you all have got any questions, then please, my request is feel free to ask. Sam, if I could just invite you on stage and maybe just take us through the Thai market. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you, Mr. Sivasa, CEO of EmporiumPvt, to invite me and our team to be here. Thank you for Mr. Chirag, my good friend, that we connect together to be here, and all delegates together here. First of all, I would like to introduce about our association a little bit to people. We are from Thai Silver Exporter Association, and our association consists of many manufacturing factory and trader and many organizations in our association. We have a role in the association. Yes, please. The Thailand and Thai Silver Exporter Association, we are aiming to making Thailand the world silver jewelry centers. As Mr. Chirag said that Thailand is a manufacturing hub of Southeast Asian for the silver jewelry to the worldwide market. So our association grouping of the many range of the manufacturing factory in Thailand is most influenced in silver jewelry who can supply to the world. And the role of our members of our association, we cooperate with the government agency and also connecting to the stakeholder of the jewelry industry all over in Thailand. We play the role to facilitate our membership in any activities, which is policy making or problem solving, or support them to promoting exporting silver jewelry to the world. This is the chart that I'm showing you the members activity that we have a meeting together across every month, and we exchange the information, problem, and potential market and everything, resources, and Thai Silver Exporter Association is like a center of information. Many times that customers from worldwide contact us to get more information or accessible to any manufacturing types that they want. And sometimes we have problem in the regulation or legal or tax and tariff. Then we get those information and go into the government policy or related parties, stakeholders to find a solution to solve the problem and bring the customer to satisfy to the member. And, this is for example that we cooperate with the government. The Prime Minister came to our association office to have a meeting with us, and we deliver the message from our member to him. We have a problem about the COVID situation at those time, and we try to find a policy to support our member. And you can see that how we important in the country in the term of industry silver jewelry. That's why the Prime Minister came to directly to meet us at the office. And also we have a meeting and showing the problem that we need support anything such as the labor incentive during the COVID, that nothing going on, so we need to support from the government and solve the problem, and we have certified that they see the important. We can also reconnect to the Ministry of Commerce that we call the Department of International Trade Promotion to support the activity in Thailand to grow the silver jewelry. And also we connect to the Ministry of Finance. We talk about the policy making to support the manufacturing and exporters for tax and tariff. And especially Gems and Jewelry Institution of Thailand, GIT, is playing a very important role to support the industry in silver jewelry as well. And definitely we promote our members to organize to join the overseas trade promotion test exhibition all over the world. And sometimes we organize domestic exhibition show as well, jewelry in the downtown department store in Bangkok. And one more important support to the member is we cooperate with the government to subsidize the budget to exporting, enter to every exhibition show in the world. When the manufacturing company going to attend those exhibitions, the government will give the money some amount to subsidize your expense. And we also organize the online business matching platform to facilitate our membership to be used to connect to the customer worldwide. You can visit this platform and you can connect to our manufacturing members in the associations. Definitely, we are, like Mr. Chirag said, that we are one of the largest silver jewelry exporting country in the world. But I understand from yesterday, and also the number in Thailand is different from India. India have so many consumption of the silver jewelry, silverware, and many instruments in silver industry, different from Thailand. Thailand is major is manufacturing of the silver jewelry to the world only. Most another sector is still in growing section that we need to develop step by step. You see, in the terms of the exporting product from Thailand, Gems and Jewelry is ranked number 3rd in the product. You can see from 2021 and 2027, our section increasing and is ranked number 3rd of the top 10 of product. So it's creating a lot of activity, labor to domestic people. And when you come to see the section of the silver jewelry, you can see that we contribute about 12% from overall the number of the jewelry. Definitely, Thailand is will have a lot of percentage of exporting gold bar, because Thailand people they like to invest in the gold jewelry or gold bar and anything, and they also export a lot. But those products is not creating the labor intensive, the exponential expense in Thailand. You need when we manufacturing the silver jewelry, you can see the number of the silver jewelry comparing to the value to the gold jewelry. Silver jewelry 1,700,000 million US dollar, and gold jewelry 2,000 million US dollar. You know, but silver cost per gram very low comparing to gold. That's why we use a lot of labor intensive in create the mass quantity for the silver jewelry. And when we comparison between the importing value raw material and the finished jewelry exporting value, you can see a big gap in here because Thailand have high value added in the silver jewelry, and they have created many good design to respond to the customer needs from over the world. We are the major in OEM production for the many top brands in the world. We supply, you can see that many well-known brand names in the world also have a factory and manufacturing place in Thailand as well. And this is the exporting silver jewelry value about 10 years approximately from the past to now. You can see the number is going about 1,700 million US dollar average for in the last year 2020, 2022, and in the COVID time is down about 60%. And the major market is US market and Germany market for exporting from Thailand. And also silver jewelry from Thailand to India is very interesting number. From the 2022, we have more than 200% increase. That means product from Thailand in silver jewelry is really attractive to Indian people. So that's why people from India are going to buy from Thailand and import to India. And this is maybe because we have a good benefit agreement together is like a FTA. Like now Thailand and India, we have a free trade agreement privilege for the people in India. If you want to buy or import the silver jewelry from Thailand and you use FTA agreement privilege, you don't need to pay a tax importing silver jewelry in India. Normally you pay about 22% of the silver jewelry. But if you declare that we can issue the FTA paper CO certificate of origin to you, you can use to submit to the Indian custom and you get free tax. This is that I think is a major important. That's why we have a high number of exporting to India right now. And definitely the opportunity for the silver jewelry from over the world, especially in Thailand, and we saw that post-COVID consumption recovery and growth so much. And we have a high growth of the startup in silver jewelry brand, young designer brand, and many brands that they promote the silver jewelry. So it is the opportunity for us to manufacturing hub that can produce the silver jewelry. And definitely in Thailand and all over the world, as yesterday we saw the number that silver investment is increased a lot. Also, the same in Thailand. Many people come to invest the investment bar, kilo bar, or any investment in silver. And definitely now we talk about the responsible social, and this is the new trending that Thailand is going to apply and going to along the way. And you know, after COVID release, we have the physical trade show platform that coming back, especially in Bangkok. We have this is example for the silver bar, kilo bar investment, which we have a member, and our team is coming here with silver that they selling the silver kilo bar in Thailand, and they have very successful response from domestic market at the moment. This showing the growth and high potential in the silver in Thailand. And definitely in coming trend right now that from all the world, we have responsibility that we need to achieve, and this is the trending because our customer request that we need to going to responsible for environment and thing, and that's why Thai Silver Exporter Association, we have MOU ceremony signing the MOU together with GIT and RJC to bring our member more than 100 manufacturing in country to apply to RJC to help them to learn and give the knowledge how to apply to RJC and follow the regulation and help to the industry to have higher qualification standard. And of course in Thailand, everybody knows that we are a gateway to Southeast Asian platform. We have a Bangkok here century show that is a major exhibition that many country visitors come to the Bangkok from all over the world. Last time, September 2022, we have the number one is Indian people going to this exhibition show. So we have almost 70,000 visitors all over the world. So this is a big platform that you can meet exporter from Thailand if you want to sourcing the silver jewelry or anything about the gems and jewelry in Thailand. And I'd like to take some time to show you this movie.
Bangkok Gems and Jewelry Fair is returning. We are back to a physical fairground, bigger and brighter than ever. The largest gems and jewelry trade fair in Asia, with more than 1,000 exhibitors from across the world.
So all of you will be invited to visit us at Bangkok Gems and Jewelry Show, 6 to 10 of September. And maybe the people asking why Thailand have to be the manufacturing place in Southeast Asia and exporting a lot of silver jewelry to the world, especially US market and Europe. Because Thailand, we have infrastructure in manufacturing very good. We have in gems and jewelry industry free zone, and we have a very good craftsmanship. This is the one thing that many factory or many brand and top brand that came to Thailand to set up the factory, and they use the craftsmanship from our people, labor skill, and also the design and the quality you can trust, because many products, silver jewelry from Thailand, they consider that is high quality, and you can enjoy the variety of the design. And especially same in Indian people, we are here really very impressive to the Indian hospitality. It's very similar to Thailand, service mind, and of course the social responsibility. We take care of the social and we responsible all activity. And you can see the manufacturing hub, like I said, many big brand name and local brand name, they produce the silver jewelry in Thailand. We have the city center cash and carry that we promoting. And craftsmanship, I think is really similar to Indian people, really good craftsmanship in silver jewelry, silver article, utilized, and we supply all kinds of sterling silver. and feminine or a man silver jewelry, we support. We can have everything for the people. So it's like a big market to people who can shop and definitely service mine. This is for example from Thai Silver Exporter Association, and this is my presentation. Thank you for your watching.
Thank you, Sam, for that wonderful presentation. Actually, you answered a lot of questions that I was going to ask. But one thing which really stands out is the FTA, and some of us sitting here know, as Indians, we love a good free trade agreement, So probably, can you just, for the benefit of the audience, mention, can you explain if this FTA is just limited to silver jewelry or silverware is also part of this free trade agreement?
Yes, it's included in the FTA agreement, yes.
So so silverware is also part of the free trade agreement, right?
Yes, I think so, because it's like an agreement between Thailand and India, and we want to promote this. If this is from silver 92.5, we can certify and issue the certificate of origin to the people who import. This is a great benefit for Indian people. For you guys, if you want to import the merchandise and things in terms of the silver, and you can have this privilege.
Right. So again, for the benefit of audience, for example, we've got a free trade agreement with Indonesia, right? Where obviously one of the prerequisites is that the gold should be mined in that country. Obviously, with regards to silver, Thailand is not a mining country. So essentially, the certificate of origin is with regards to the origin of the jewelry or the ware being manufactured in that region, and that can be imported to the country duty free.
Yeah, this is good question. Actually, this FTA privilege is providing only the product that's produced in Thailand. In terms of the specification, they need to have at least 40% of the component, raw material, or cost of the product that's based in Thailand. But definitely, right now in Thailand, there are no silver or gold raw material mining in Thailand. Yes. But the government understands that this raw material is not produced in Thailand. They understand the manufacturing need to import from other countries. But there are many things that cost that they can adjust, like a labor designing cost and more cost and many things that you can use as the cost of the product. I think government understand the manufacturer, and that's why they give some flexibility to them, that they understand the raw material, major raw material like bullion silver or bullion gold is not produced in Thailand. But they understand and they still want to give you a FTA privilege.
Right. Krishna, you are one of the key players in the silver jewelry market. You are also part of the export body. I wanted to understand, over the last 10 years when we see Indian silver jewelry market, right? Probably from about 700, 800 tons, today it is a 2,000 ton market. A lot of things have changed. What is it that somebody who's at the heart of the market, has seen silver jewelry market change? How have you seen that evolve over the last maybe decade or so?
You see, basically, we see this Indian market has evolved a lot in the last 10 to 15 years. A lot of design jewelry has started being produced. Earlier, there were only the traditional jewelry that was being used and that has been selling very well. Though it is back in trend now, which is a good sign. And the uses of gemstones has really given a lot of creativity to the silver jewelry, and in fact that has helped a lot in boosting the exports as well as the domestic consumption. Because if we see the lifestyle today, we have a lot more working women, and their need is to change the jewelry to their attire, and yet not be conscious of wearing it so that it can be stolen or theft. So that has brought a lot of consumption of jewelry, silver jewelry in India as well as abroad.
Also, how much of this, this big jump in demand that we've seen over the last 4 or 5 years is to do with what is happening in the gold market? And is it largely that there is a certain amount of shift towards silver jewelry because gold prices have gone up to such an extent? Or do you think it's more of a structural move towards silver jewelry where people today are enjoying wearing the non-traditional silver jewelry?
You see, initially, yes. If we talk about 5 to 6 years back, when there was a sudden rise in silver prices, or also in the gold prices, at that time, yes, the people moved. But today, it is more for the beauty of silver, that this pale yellow metal, in the way it is being mounted, the designs that we are able to provide today. So it is no more the price factor of gold was what affects the beauty of the metal itself and the design.
Sure, interesting. Rahul, you are one of the India's largest silverware, manufacturer. Essentially focusing on the craftsmanship, 92.5 sterling silverware. How have you seen the silver? Because silverware market is very different from the jewelry market. I think, probably, do you think that the silver market has probably slowly evolved compared to the jewelry market, because the designs and the offerings are still very much similar to what it was probably maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago?
Chirag, I would say silver jewelry market has definitely scaled much faster than the silverware market. But if you see, India is one of the largest population in the world. And with the largest population, silver is deep-rooted in Indian markets. Right from the birth of child to every occasion in India is celebrated with buying of silver. So definitely market has evolved. When the market has evolved, also what has led to that is availability of design, good craftsmanship, and education in terms of quality, what kind of product to be used, accessible. These all different factors have played an important role in expanding the market. And there is a lot of aspirational demand. So if you see, the average median age of the highest population in the world is 28. So if that is the case, and then a lot of silver is part of the household, this demand is definitely growing. It's going to expand over a period of time.
Right. Avinash, one thing which has been very interesting over the last probably 4 or 5 years is the advent of lot of organized players in silver retail. Especially silver, where more than silver jewelry. You today have the likes of Malabar's, Joy, Kalyan, everybody having a silverware division. You were a traditional jewelry manufacturer who's moved into silverware retailing. What is it that is probably enticing organized players to start putting up large silverware showrooms in the country?
See, the most important thing is the unorganized players selling at lower purities. That was the biggest drive, I can say, for the organized players to enter into this particular segment, wherein people are now confident of getting what is being told. And earlier the silverware which was available in India was there in all types of purities. Now predominantly, as you have rightly said, Rahul is a manufacturer who manufactures only 925, and we as a retailer sell only 925 as a silverware. So in yesterday's session also we were talking about mandatory hallmarking or something like that. Probably I personally feel is like, in case we all become confident from our side to educate people in a proper manner what is purity and what is the kind of art you have to see in the piece of any silverware or jewelry. Earlier we used to see India as a commodity market. Now there is a shift, and that has given a space for organized players to come into this particular subject, and they are doing good in this particular thing.
Actually, this question is to both Rahul and Krishna. Avinash bhai pointed out about priorities, right? For the last probably 2 decades, government on the gold side has worked towards consumer awareness, BIS hallmarking. Today we move towards compulsory hallmarking. Why is it that people like you all who sell 92.5 jewelry, silverware, there is little that we hear on probably hallmarking or the push towards getting purities higher, because as Avinash ji pointed out, a lot of silver jewelry or even coins for that matter or silverware found in the market is 60%, 70% silver. Whereas people do not know that, the awareness is low. Why is it that as an industry very little has been done?
I would say in Indian market, if you see where gold was 10 years before, gold concept played a very important role in educating consumer at large. We as an organization individually can do it to a certain extent, which we are doing. But if the quality and quality of the product is very educated to people, definitely the gap between the purity will go down. Because most of the people are not aware what they are buying. And only when they are about to sell the product, that is the time they realize that this product is not from Dwarka. In India, silver hallmarking is available and it is not very expensive. But still, a lot needs to be done in terms of people understanding that silver hallmarking should be done. They should trust their jeweler. I don't say they should trust their jeweler. Trust your jeweler, but always ask for hallmarking. I think with that kind of message passed on to the consumer level, definitely the quality will start going up. One more, if you see on the Karigar side, in India, a lot of workshops in silver articles are small workshops. So Karigars are still not aware in terms of what kind of alloys needs to be used, how do you maintain purity. So even that is where a lot of training needs to be done. So I think so with both of these things, definitely quality standards will start going up and the trust level in the silver metal will start going up.
Krishna, you've been part of 2 associations, GJC and GPC. Why do you think there is still a lot of education needs to be done? Lack of initiatives, especially on this part, both on the trade as well as on the consumer side. I don't think many consumers are aware of the fact that a lot of silver jewelry or ware that they are buying is not actually, to that extent.
It's basically what I think, the market size. Because, and if we look at the Indian market, even the gold jewelry has been, it's just shortly that government has made it mandatory.
Yes.
Where the intrinsic value of the metal is very high.
Yes.
Secondly, for silver, there hasn't been that much of focus because market has started evolving now.
Right.
As Avinash rightly said, the high value items were always being sold by respected and reputed jewelers who always believe delivering in quality. And even the consumer, the buyer of those products were visiting people like Avinash or like Rahul, where they were convinced that they were, not only convinced, they were sure of getting the right quality. But I think now that the shift is taking place in terms of jewelry and many more players are coming in, that focus for regularizing the quality will come eventually.
Right. Kittisak, I'm going to come to you. I wanted to understand, from you, the fact that Thailand is a big player in the global jewelry landscape, right? We see now in India, we got about anywhere between $3 to $4 billion worth of exports from India is doing. But Indian silver jewelry exports have actually picked up over the last 8-10 years, because Thailand has been exporting to the world for the last 2 decades or so. What are the initiatives that the government has taken to support probably Thai jewelry exports to the world?
Yes. In terms of the government support, they support many aspects for the Thai manufacturing or foreigner manufacturing as well. Many foreigners also have going to Thailand to set up the manufacturing place, like a factory industry free zone. Government gives so much privilege to this kind of people. Maybe more than Thai people, I can say that. So that's why the top brand from all over the world is going to set up the factory or place the order to the Thai factory, especially like income tax or you buying machine, no tax, and many privilege to get in and get out the merchandise. Government support a lot. And in terms of the Thai Silver Exporter Association, we also trying to support our member because sometimes we think that some policy is not fully support to Thai people. For example, right now we are working on the free VAT tax for Thai people who buying the silver bullion for manufacturing. As you know, in Thailand there are so many factories and big scale and medium scale, and 60 to 70% is like a small and medium size. And those kind of people, they need to apply the permit to the government in order to get the free VAT, in order to produce the silver jewelry to export. And some of them cannot afford, cannot approach, cannot complete this process. This is the problem, and that's why we have a Thai Silver Exporter Association to support our member. We try to negotiate and we try to talk to the policy maker to understand the problem. They give the privilege to the big factory. That's good to promote the exporting silver jewelry to the world and increasing labor activity, consumption in domestic. But also our Thai member, they need to give attention and more support as well. This is our association doing and support our member.
So, you mentioned that a lot of factories from outside are setting up, right? I'm aware of the fact that, Pandora has got a very big unit, in Thailand. There are some of the other players also which are setting up, units in Jaipur and other areas, What part of exports are essentially because of these foreign players who are based in Thailand, and what percentage of exports are essentially Thai people who are manufacturing silver jewelry in Thailand?
The major market from silver jewelry from Thailand is the US market. You can see the number that I show on the chart that Thai silver jewelry exporting to US market is the number one in terms of exporting from Thailand. And the secondly is to the Germany market that consume a lot of silver jewelry from Thailand. And after that is in generally not significant number that much, but in Europe and in China and in Southeast Asia, many countries also import silver jewelry from Thailand. And sometimes the silver jewelry from Thailand, its craftsmanship is good, but I think the most important one is the design, because we have a variety of the silver jewelry from over the world. The customer from European country department store, when they came to Thailand, they have the variety to give the concept idea first.
Yeah.
And our designer team in-house developing the design to respond the market in advance, 6 months before the launching the project, the program for the customer in those department stores. That's why we are working very closely to respond the design. So that's why we not transitioning the design only in high grade, but we are modern and in the front of the designing as well.
Avinash, Sam mentioned about designing that you should just not design a certain product in the way the consumers are there in the country. You've got a silverware store, but traditionally you see a lot of designs which are there essentially in any silverware outlet is very much traditional. Why is it that that has not shifted, and are you doing anything to show the Indian consumers what are the different silverware products from the globe?
See, we at Argentum definitely have products from across the globe. But the majority things when we talk about the traditional things, when we talk about silverware and all, puja articles is a very, very big subject in India. And when we talk about puja articles, I think every household needs that kind of product in their household. And secondly, India now is shifting. And what I'm trying to tell you is the urban clan is shifting from the puja articles and silverware to artifacts. Now there is a huge shift which is there from silverware to the artifacts and the interior, the products which can enhance the interior.
For the benefit of audience, if you could explain artifacts and what
like the flower vases or the murals, long, big murals, chandeliers. These kind of things are being used now, and these are being manufactured in India and is being consumed by the urban population in a big way. So there is a huge shift, and definitely that kind of products are getting manufactured, customized to the taste and to the interior. So definitely it is happening in India, and there is a varied art which is available in India. For example, I can tell you, like I hail from Hyderabad, and Karimnagar is a very small cluster in Telangana which manufactures very fine art with wire, silver wire. Like the Thai people, they do the purses and all. So all this, when you see a different art available, there is a premium available, and consumers are ready to accept that particular.
But you know, this question is to Rahul, you and Avinash both. You know, we've got art, right? Everything is there, but there is no marketing which is happening, right? You know, essentially, the market from 700 tons to 1500 tons is essentially grown on its own. You know, just because incomes have grown, population has grown, there is no real marketing, right? You know, probably we could be a 2,500 ton market, right? Why is there? Like you go to go to Kerala, you go to Tamil Nadu, and you move from airport to anywhere, you see jewelry hoardings everywhere, right? Why is there no marketing? Actually, this question is to all three of you. Why there is no marketing on silver which is happening in India?
So I would say marketing is done two ways. One is at the individual level, and one is at the national level, which a council or some national body does it. At individual level, most of the regional players are doing great in terms of standalone stores are marketing their products, their display. But those is happening through exhibitions. Those are happening through in-store display.
Yes.
Those are happening to one-on-one customer. So like we do, in terms of we have a masterpiece collection, it usually takes 7 months to 12 months to win. So we sell the design at the concept level. But we know there are fixed set of buyers identified who are going to do that. This is not something which we can take at the national level, start hoarding, and people will come and expect. So what happens is that these pieces are placed in the houses. So this is a slow process, but eventually that will come.
But those are not essentially mass pieces, right? So I have more, because those would be 5% of your overall sales, right? But what about the 95%? Probably Avinash, if you want to take it.
On the marketing part, I can tell you one thing. In India till now, the majority of the people who were selling silverware were jewelers. There were not specific silver article or silverware, specific jewelry or stores which were available in India.
Yes.
Now we are seeing a shift in that pattern.
Yeah.
Now we are able to see around, in last 2 years, I have heard at least around 20 stores which have come up, which are only purely silver article or silverware retailers.
Yeah.
So that shift, the moment that shift comes in, the marketing will start on the individual level.
Yeah.
As Rahul rightly said, we have World Council, we have domestic as well as export councils who are marketing, and fortunately we have a event company which has come up strongly, and they have come up with a silver specific show also. So all these things now have started, and I think in next 5 years from now, there will be a big shift, and I personally feel Indian silverware market is bound to grow minimum twice in next 5 years.
Okay, interesting. Krishna, do you want to make any comment, or I'll ask you one interesting question that I've got. Krishna, 35% of our population, 60% of our population is below the age of 35, right? You see now everybody talking about millennials, right? Or the Gen Z, or whatever, because the new generation is called. You see, essentially now, cycle manufacturers, bike manufacturers, they all now actually targeting the younger generation, right? What is it that the silver jewelry industry is doing to target millennials? Yes, there have been few startups which have come up, but it's been limited to 4 or 5 years. What is it that the industry is doing to attract the millennials to silver jewelry?
Yes, actually, as you rightly said, Avinash said that there is very little happened on the marketing side for silver jewelry. Now, I'm in this business of, we started manufacturing silver jewelry way back in 1978. And I've seen how the market has evolved and changed. Even back then, a lot of articles, from Odisha we were getting that jewellery. Nada was producing enamel boxes. And we were selling hundreds of kilos in exports of these enamel boxes and these kind of products to the Western market, because these products were being used as giving gift in the values. But all that market was running by itself. Then we saw DBS coming up to promote diamonds. We saw World Gold Council coming up to promote gold. We saw Platinum Guild coming up to market the platinum. So there's no agency who do the generic promotions for the silver. An individual jeweler have limited resources, and until there is not a community effort to market this product, that kind of marketing will not happen. There is huge scope, as you say, that India has 60% of our population below 35 years of age, and towards the conventional, their choice towards the conventional jewelry is getting less and less and less. They prefer to spend their earnings on maybe iPhone or a travel or a nice watch. So there is a huge scope for any brand to come up with nice jewelry. Italy has done a lot in this segment, but India it has happened very little. So
I think Salman has done much more for promoting silver men's jewelry than anybody else. Sam, does association play a role in improving the domestic silver market in Thailand? Does association do any advertising or promotion campaigns in Thailand? How does it work in Thailand?
Yes, at the moment, for the association, also promoting the domestic consumption of the silver jewelry in Thailand as well, because of the fashion and the trend, and in the online, they have many young designer brands coming up a lot, especially in Thailand. And those of the people have a very good design, and they mostly using the silver material to promote the silver jewelry domestic. Our association also looking this segment. That's why we organize the domestic exhibition jewelry in the city last couple of years. Once we see the problem of the exporting value that decreasing because of the COVID. So we more focusing on domestic at those time. We saw that the number of the people, they want to use the silver jewelry online. Online is very effective way during the COVID, and the people can buy the silver jewelry online because of the price point that's not too much expensive and they can afford. Especially in Thailand, domestic consumption, the silver jewelry is increasing more and more. And also in terms of investment of the silver domestic as well. As I said in the beginning of the presentation, we have a member coming to us together this trip, the Goyal Silver. They and launch the investment bar and like an investment silver. So many people in Thailand more interested in investing. So the market expanded and get more awareness of the silver. You know, in Thailand it's very famous with gold, but silver not so many popular.
Yes.
But recently, a few years later now, until now, is creating like a more awareness of the silver jewelry. So this is the important role that actually, you know, we are looking India is example. The Indian very good example because of big market, domestic consumption, silver jewelry, silver article, decoration, and I see the number of consumption the silver in India, very huge number, maybe more than 10 times in Thailand. That's why we think that our market still have the room, big gap that we can going on. This is learning from India.
Sure. Krishna, last couple of years, Indian exports benefited from the whole China plus one strategy. A lot of business from US moved to India, Thailand, for gold went to Vietnam. But essentially, post that, we've not seen a big jump in export, right? Exports for silver jewelry has been ranging between $3 to $4 billion. We've not seen a big jump. Why do you think that we've again, why from the initial shift that came to India, we've kind of saturated now in terms of our exports?
You see, today the market is very competitive. And if we look at the government policy, the duty drawback rate which is being given, the availability of duty-free metal, they are all very big hurdles in increasing our exports. The duty is being charged at 15% and what is being reimbursed is 4 to 5%. So we have lost that level playing field.
Right.
And until unless government does not do anything, because we have got very good craftsmanship, we have got good entrepreneurship, we have got good client base, but at the end of the day, around the world, the price consciousness is there. So for that, government has to provide us that level playing field so that we can export. Today, in silverware, I'm sure such a huge market is available there, but with that price gap of 10% in basic metal cannot be mitigated.
Rahul, since Krishna ji mentioned, silverware, right? Silverware exports compared to jewelry is very small. I think $140 million is worth of silverware which has been exported, right? And most of, if you see the countries where silverware is exported, unlike jewelry, it's more where the Indian diaspora is, So is it that probably, as Avinash ji pointed out, there are now new murals and articles and artifacts which have been manufactured in India. Is it now important to focus on that segment for exports rather than the traditional exports that goes from India?
I would say for silverware, there's not much been done on the silverware exports.
Yeah.
And one of the key reasons is when you start exporting, you are 10% higher than the global market because duty drawback is very small portion. And if you are looking at duty-free silver available, most of the banks are not offering.
Yeah.
So that is one of the reasons.
I don't know if we have any banker at this moment in the audience. I don't think so. But yeah, that's one thing.
That's one of the key reasons. And second is, I think so the kind of products and artifacts if you make, we still need to focus it on the global platforms. Once we start growing, the demand is definitely start growing. Because this has not been done. It's majority export of silverware which is happening to Indian diaspora, but mostly all temples. So unless we start exhibiting these kind of products at the global platforms, the demand will be created.
Right. So, Sam, how much role technology has played in terms of the growth of exports of Thai jewelry? Because we saw that in India as well. The moment Indian factories started to adopt technology, especially spearheaded from Jaipur, when Sitapura came up and when Indian jewelers started moving towards high technology, we saw exports actually jump. How much important is technology, in terms for an exporter?
In Thailand, in manufacturing many places, they have machine mostly import from other countries, and the technology is coming higher and higher nowadays. I think it's quite similar to India that you said that we also adopt the new technology to use in manufacturing the silver jewelry, many things. Because of we need to respond to the design and the quality that the customer needs. We cannot stop to searching or access to the higher technology. Otherwise, we cannot accomplish the customer satisfaction. But in terms of the number figure that exporting, I think is kind of co-related, co-together with the technology in advance. Because right now, many government policy, they also support the manufacturer who import the machine. They can claim the free tax and lower tax and many tax that they privilege for the manufacturing that import or brought the equipment, high technology.
Sure. So we've got last, probably 8 to 10 minutes left. I would like to go, across the room, and if there are any questions, then please. Yes, please, at the back end. Can you have the mic?
First of all, it's our pleasure to be part of the first silver conference. My name is Prithvi and we are from Amman Ornaments. We are into manufacturing of designer silver jewelry with the capability of 15 ton per month. So my question is to Mr. Rahul sir. Sir, as we know how important is for a brand to give a multi-channel experience to consumers. So sir, how do we strategize to gain consumer reliability and trust through our e-commerce website and all?
So it will all depend upon what is your target audience. So if you're looking at e-commerce, I think so you have a majority is a B2B business, right? And B2C is also part of it, is it? So it is all about promotion. So social media promotion plays a very important role. Promotion, storytelling, availability of your product, and availability of your design on multiple platforms. E-commerce is one thing which you are selling on your platform is really great, but you need to be present on all the different platforms that people are already going. Amazon, Flipkart, you need to be present over there. And there are a lot of promotional activities where you can place your product rightly and the sales will start coming.
That's actually a good question. So how important is a social media presence in these days? Is it then, is marketing now moving towards social media rather than the traditional marketing that we knew probably 10 years ago?
Definitely. I think so social media, you see, if you go to Instagram, I think so Instagram is a great platform where you will see the kind of discovery of silver jewelry, an artifact which is happening in the last 2 years. We haven't seen it happen in the last 10 years.
Yeah, because a lot of startups, we get on Instagram a lot of pushings from Jivas and other companies which have come up. So thanks. That's a good question.
Thank you.
Yes, please.
Hello. Good morning to everyone. सर मैं सब पहले से छोटा सा राय लेना चाहूँगा जो मैन्युफैक्चर करते हैं सिल्वर ज्वेलरी। अभी सबसे बड़ा इश्यू है ज्वेलरी में केडियम बहुत यूज होते हैं। ऑल रॉ मटेरियल्स कोई भी कुछ भी माल बनाते हैं या कारीगर से बनवाते हैं पूरे इंडिया में कहीं से भी, तो हर एक जगह से केडियम बहुत यूज होता है जो हॉलमार्किंग में रिजेक्ट होता है और हॉलमार्किंग हो नहीं पाती क्वालिटी। तो जो भी यहाँ पैनलिस्ट है उनके पास क्या आइडिया है कि कैसे इनको अवेयरनेस करें और कैसे इसमें बाहर निकले। केडियम जो कारीगर बनाता है उनको भी हेल्थ को नुकसान होता है और जो पहनते हैं उनको भी नुकसान होता है। तो इस चीज में अवेयरनेस कुछ भी नहीं है। तो आई थिंक सपोर्ट करें।
इस आज की डेट में बेसिकली बहुत सारे प्री मेड अलॉयज अवेलेबल है। आप अगर उन अलॉयज को काम में तो केडियम की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी। अदरवाइज ऑल्सो जनरली जो भी ऑर्गेनाइज मैन्युफैक्चरर्स हैं वहाँ पर सब जगह केडियम ये उनका यूज बंद हो गया है। आप एक्सपोर्ट भी नहीं कर सकते हैं ज्वेलरी। यू हैव टू ट्रेन योर आर्टिसन जहाँ से भी आप बनवा रहे हैं कि किस तरह का अलॉय को काम में लेना है।
Any specific alloys you know, sir?
So I was
Any specific alloy you know?
see the unless अगर आप ये जो KDM यूज करते हैं कारीगर, unless you start pushing your karigars कि if it's KDM, unless it's KDM free, I won't buy. They won't change. And for that, I think it's the best alloy. I think you can use copper, you can use zinc as a substitute for the KDM, and which is works very well.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions?
Sir, good morning. I am Shivam. I am from USA, sir. This is a message to all our attenders. We need a lot of silverware and silver jewels in USA. If anybody can supply me, kindly can note my mobile number and they can contact me. Please, we need a lot of silverware and silver jewels. You want to note my mobile number? 9944657979 and USA number is +1 650 919 3129. We will make the payment and we have a very good market in USA. Kindly, if anybody is interested, can contact me.
Thanks, sir. Angel Bhai.
Thanks, Chirag. So, the very specific, sorry, my name is Kinjal Sa. I head the Responsible Jewellery Council for the Asian region. And when you spoke about, how we can create more consumer confidence or how we can target more Gen Z or millennials, what we as RJC did is that it's not a question, but it's an input from my end, is that we have included silver in Responsible Jewellery Council, so standards, and since then we have included it in 2019, and of course after that there was a COVID downfall, but irrespective of COVID downfall, we grow our membership, and that's mainly because most of the major silver players across the globe, now they have been really very much focusing towards how they can attract more and more consumers, whether it is on B2B side or B2C side. So RJC has added the standards for the silver, and most of the companies probably in Sitapura today are a member of RJC, but very importantly, the new trend which has gone into very much into fashion, which is most of the major brands are claiming for recycle metal or recycle silver, and that's also RJC members can do it when they do chain of custody with the recycle jewellery or recycle claim.
Sure.
So that's my suggestion.
Just one last question. Yes.
गुड मॉर्निंग टू ऑल। मैं हिंदी में बात करना चाहूँगा।
जरूर जरूर सर।
हम कोलकाता से है राजेश सिल्वर। अभी हमारा 10 ब्रांचेस है और 11 फ्रेंचाइज है। हमारा क्वेश्चन आप दोनों को है कि हम रेडी है 9 टू का माल बेचने के लिए, क्योंकि जितने भी ज्वेलर्स वाले हमारे से कनेक्टेड है, 23,000 लोगों का ग्रुप मेरे साथ में है, तो देखता है अच्छा है बोलते हैं, लेकिन परचेज नहीं करते। उसको कैसा हम समझाते कि इसके ऊपर हमें जाना चाहिए, ये माल बेचना है, सब पसंद करते हैं, लेकिन बाद में बोलते हैं कि कंपटीशन ज़्यादा रहता है, हम ऊपर का टंच का रखेंगे तो हमारा रेट ज़्यादा हो जाता है। तो इस कंपटीशन को क्रैक करने के लिए एजुकेट करने के लिए हम बताते हैं, लेकिन वो कन्वर्ट नहीं होते, यानी बहुत रेयर क्वांटिटी में वो माल बिकता है। उसके लिए
राहुल एक्चुअली जेन्युइन ये एक प्रॉब्लम है जो दिखा गया।
हमारा इच्छा है, हम वी आर रेडी फॉर दैट, होता नहीं है, डाइवर्ट ही होता नहीं।
मैं इंग्लिश बोल चलेगा?
हाँ, इंग्लिश में बोलिए, हिंदी में।
So ये जो the problem which you identified कि आप customers जो आ रहे हैं B2B customers, they are not ready to buy 9 to 5, they want the lower quality. Similar situation हमारे साथ में था 10 years back when we moved our entire production to 9 to 5. Most of the clients would come to us, okay, 9 to 5 is too expensive, we cannot buy, we want a lower quality products. So what we did very effectively is we went to the market directly. जहाँ पे मेरा main base है customers का, we started doing retail shows and educating people. The intent was not to sell the product, but educate people about the quality. Now what happens is when those customers went back to their stores, their existing jewelers, and they ask for 925 or the quality of the silver, that is where we created a rift between a buyer and the seller, and they came back to us, start asking for 925. So this we did very effectively over the last 10 years.
सर, अभी क्या किया एजुकेट करने के लिए चांदी जैसा रोज खाओ अंडे, संडे हो या मंडे रोज खाओ अंडे, ऐसा जो एडवर्टाइज है वैसा हमने चांदी बेचने के लिए एडवर्टाइज रेडियो पर किया। तो ज्वेलर्स लोगों को शक क्या आने लगा कि राजेश सिल्वर अभी रिटेल में उतरने वाला है, तो वो आप बोलते हैं हम इधर भी कौन सा भी ऐसा एक्टिविटी एंड कस्टमर को एजुकेट करने के लिए करते हैं, तो हमारा स्ट्रेटेजी में वो था, लेकिन वो 2-3 टाइप से वैसा काम किया नहीं, बोर्ड भी लगाए, हमने हर गांव में बोर्ड भी लगाया कि चांदी ज्यादा बिकना चाहिए ये प्रमोट करने के लिए। तो लोगों को सब जो हमारे से माल लेके जाते, हम तो बेचते नहीं रिटेल, कोई काम नहीं करते, क्योंकि वो पैसा प्रॉब्लम आता है, उसको कैसे टैकल करने का।
So आप जब एडवर्टाइजिंग कर रहे हो, so don't do advertising with your name, do a general advertisement where you are educating about the quality, where you are educating about hallmark silver is available. It takes time, but it will eventually happen. So time दीजिए, time के साथ में सब होएगा, but consistently इसको करते रहिए।
देखिए इसके अंदर जैसे राहुल ने कहा कि आज से 15-20 साल पहले हॉलमार्किंग में भी यही इशू हुए थे, राइट, कोई हॉलमार्क ज्वेलरी नहीं बेचना चाहता, बट जब वो कंज्यूमर अगर तो कंज्यूमर दुकान में जाने लगा और कहने लगा मुझे हॉलमार्क ज्वेलरी ही चाहिए, तो आप देखिए अब क्या हो गया कि वो शिफ्ट हो गया हॉलमार्क। ये आपको थोड़ा बहुत ये जो है ये चैलेंज होगा, ठीक है, बट राहुल ने सही कहा कि आप शायद अपना नाम मत यूज कीजिए, इसको जेनरिक मार्केटिंग कीजिए कि सिल्वर में भी प्योरिटी हायर होती है और ना कि जो मार्केट में मिलता है। बट मैं एक्चुअली सर हमारा टाइम आउट हो गया, हम आप बाद में 1-on-1 जरूर कर दीजिए सर, आई एम सॉरी बट
एक चीज ऐड करना चाहूंगा इसमें, आपका पर्सनल कन्विक्शन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। इफ यू आर कन्विंस्ड टू सेल 9 to 5, योर बायर्स विल स्टार्ट accepting it.
So any last comment, and Sam, I want your comment on how India and Thailand can actually work together. But I would like to just go across my panel and Krishna, probably some last comment from you.
It's basically the exports from India are increasing. I mean, even last year we have seen a good growth. Last year we grew about 16% of exports. And this year around 8 to 9%. And so the future is good. Silver have a very big scope. Important that we all gather and start a generic market.
Sure. Rahul?
I think so. India is going to be one of the global destinations for silver manufacturing and consumption and export over a period of time. And what needs to be done is, I think so, we need a national promotional council and a lot of CFC centers across different manufacturing states, which would enable that. Thank you.
Yes, I think India and Thailand is very good position in expanding the silver jewelry to the world. And I think the silver jewelry is kind of thing that people coming more interesting more and more in terms of the fashion designing or investment. You can see the number is getting increasing. And I think it's a good opportunity that for Thailand and India cooperation together in any way that bring the silver industry going more popular.
Sure.
I feel this next era is for silver. And definitely, as Rahul said, India is going to be a predominant player in silver. And I don't see anything else but silver as the next goal.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry to the audience. I know there were a few people who wanted to ask questions, but we'll actually run up. We can ask them one-on-one. Thank you to my panelists. Thank you everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chirag. Thank you to all the panelists. Gentlemen, please stay on the stage, and yes, this is also to let you know that as we break for tea and coffee, further as we would break for lunch and dinner later in the day, please make use of the opportunity, grab the panelists for a one-off chat, and of course you can always discuss more. So, a memento to each one of our panelists as a moderator would end the session with. So let's have a round of applause for each of our speakers, and let's present a memento to Mr. Avinash Gupta. Mr. Khun Kittisak Udom, Mr. Sam from Thailand. Mr. Rahul Mehta. Mr. Krishna Goyal. And may I invite on stage Mr. BNR Naidu, the Chief General Manager of India Government Mint, to present a memento to our moderator of the panel, Mr. Chirag, Sheth. Gentlemen, may I request you to kindly stand up for a group picture? You know, while the panel discussion was very interesting, मुझे लगता है हमारे कोल्हापुर के जो मित्र आए हैं, उन्होंने एक बहुत ही pertinent point उठाया है. Somebody from the panel was telling about the World Gold Council, De Beers, and you know the Platinum Guild. I think this is the kind of forum जहाँ से शायद एक आवाज निकलेगी और सिल्वर के लिए भी सब मिलकर कुछ करेंगे, जहाँ पर unbiased और unprejudiced एक body बन सके और सिल्वर के लिए भी कुछ हो सके. लेकिन इस समय requesting everyone to collectively put their minds to the caffeine fortification. Tea and coffee is waiting outside. We see you here in 15 minutes for the next session.